Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and load this family into our project. So I'm going to come into the project and select our family and edit in place. I'm going to pick the line that we drew, right? And I'm going to divide that path. And for right now, we'll just give it like maybe 40 divisions. And then I'm going to come back to my family and load that into project. And that guy's going to come in, and I'm going to pick that and come out here and kind of place it. Let's see what it does. So when we place it, right, and let's go ahead and in here, let me turn the topography off for a minute because we don't really need it for right now. It'll be easier to see without it. You can see it's kind of flipping it sideways. So what I want to do is go back and do a couple of things. One, I want to pick this and show you the difference between what it looks like when it goes to global. So I've just picked that and changed the orients to global. And then I'm going to load that into project and overwrite the existing version and its parameter values. Oh, and when you're in the mass, it disappears. It gets real scary, but if you just hit Control S, it'll give you an error message. And just say cancel. And then once it gets done with that, it will come in and redo it. So you can see it's come in now and it's sort of orienting, and then if we pick it and repeat it, right, you'll see it's actually orienting in the XY of the global XYZ, right? So it's keeping that sort of inclination. So let's try another orientation. I'm going to come back to my family and pick the point, and there is a global Z, then a host XY. So let's see what happens with that when we change that, and then we load it into project, overwrite the existing version as parameter values. And again, do the Control S, cancel it, and let it all come back, right? It flips it to the other side, which is not terrible, right? But it's a little bit more what we're looking for, right? Like the steps are level and it's going down. We can probably figure out how to get that guy on the other side. But one thing that you do want to sort of play around with is the way that the point orients itself on the object, right? Because if this point, which the default is set to instance, and if I load that into project and overwrite the existing version and its parameter values, again, Control S and cancel to get it to come back, right? It does kind of a super weird thing, like it actually orients it to the points, right? So those points are oriented. So you can kind of play around with that and see which one works the best. Sometimes it may not be clear what it might be, but this global Z and host XY seems to be our best option.